What is Southern rock? Where did it come from? When did it start? Southern rock can be described as a blend of rock and roll, country, and of course, the blues. The music and lyrics of Southern rock extol the values and aspirations of the Southern working-class young adults, similar to country music, or what was known as the outlaw country movement in the late 60s. Reflective of such artists as Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash, Merle Haggard, and Dolly Parton, just to name a few. However, the musicians that founded Southern rock were after something a little different than the outlaw country artists. They wanted to be part of the rhythm and blues. Some might say less twang and more grit. So, where better to go than Muscle Shoals, Alabama, where a lot of that musical rhythm and blues magic was already happening. Places like Muscle Shoals Sound Studios and Fame Recording Studios, where one would find the likes of Wilson Pickett, Aretha Franklin, and Percy Sledge. At that time, a group of unknown studio musicians in the area became so tight-knit that they became known as Muscle Shoals Rhythm Section, later to be nicknamed the Swampers. These musicians were often hired to play on the recordings of famous rhythm and blues artists. Now here is where it gets interesting. A young Dwayne Allman, part of the up-and-coming Allman Brothers Band, went to Muscle Shoals to search for work as a studio musician. He was hired to play on a session for Wilson Pickett. The birth of Southern rock is often credited to these two gentlemen. This may have seemed like a unique pairing at a time in history when segregation was not quite behind us, and the long-haired hippie type was also not commonly seen in the Deep South. But behind closed doors at the studio, these differences were not given a second thought. Apparently, during the session, the musicians left for a lunch break, but Wilson Pickett and Dwayne Allman decided to stay behind, and the magic just happened.
And so both of them stayed back.
So they went on lunch break, and my brother went up to Wilson, and he said, man, why don't you cut Hey Jude, a Beatles song?
At that point, I was mostly trying to create an original career of Wilson Pickett, right? My songs.
Pickett and I in unison both said, look, are you crazy? We're going to cover the Beatles? And of course, Dwayne said, exactly.
While we were gone, Dwayne changed their whole session.
Just remember to let out your skin.
When you get to the vamp, it goes into just an unbelievable groove. Dwayne Allman was playing such great guitar fills that something happened in that vamp. And all of a sudden, there was Southern rock.
This new sound, called Southern rock, paved the way for many more bands. Bands like the Outlaws, Blackfoot, the Allman Brothers Band, the Charlie Daniels Band, the Marshall Tucker Band, and of course, Leonard Skinner. So, tonight, get ready for a tribute to classic Southern rock with the Southern Comfort Band.